God says, you are chosen to receive this miracle tonight at 11 p.m. Keep this miracle private, for now it may happen within 1 minute. Please don't dismiss this warning. Open it immediately before the moment passes. Quiet your heart, because what I am silently building in your life must be protected through wisdom before it can be seen through results. You have not paused here merely to hear another passing word of comfort. You are being reminded that certain precious beginnings should not immediately be placed before every pair of eyes. What I am placing within you at this moment is still tender, like a seed newly planted in the soil. If you dig it up every day to prove that it is growing, you will harm the very thing you are waiting for. Therefore, learn to receive it in silence, nurture it through faithfulness, and allow time to reveal what no one can fully understand today. I know you once longed to be acknowledged. After months and years of being overlooked, you wanted to tell everyone that your life was changing. You wanted those who doubted you to see that you had not failed as they believed. But my beloved child, if you turn what is new into a tool for proving your worth, you will place it beneath the weight of too many eyes, expectations, and judgments. What I am doing is not meant to help you win an argument is coming, so that you may mature, be restored, and step into greater responsibility. You do not need to announce every plan, explain every step, or seek the approval of everyone. Some journeys can be protected only when you are calm enough not to speak prematurely about what has not yet taken shape. The silence I am teaching you is not fear that causes you to distrust everyone, nor is it a secret that forces you into isolation. It is the restraint of a person who knows what should be said to whom and at what time. Not everyone possesses the ability to support your dream. Some people love you, yet they see everything through the lens of their own fears. Some do not intend to hurt you, but their doubt can cause you to lose focus. Others are familiar only with the old version of you and will become uneasy when you begin to change. You do not need to blame them, but neither must you give them the authority to decide what is being formed. Learn to choose people who are mature, trustworthy, and wise enough to walk beside you when you truly need counsel. I have seen you remain faithful during times when no one acknowledged you. You continued moving forward when results had not yet appeared, kept your heart tender. Even when others treated you coldly and still did what was right, when you had many reasons to choose an easier path at times, you wondered whether your patience had any value, because days passed while your circumstances remained unchanged. But those very quiet seasons formed endurance, discernment, and a heart capable of valuing what is entrusted to it. I am not merely preparing an opportunity. I am preparing you to become someone who can enter that opportunity without losing humility, peace, or integrity. What is about to be placed in your hands may begin very small. Do not despise it merely because it does not yet resemble the great thing you once imagined. A simple idea may become meaningful work. An ordinary meeting may open a lasting connection. A humble opportunity may become the foundation of the stability for which you have prayed. One small but right decision may end a cycle that has continued for many years. You often want to see immediate results, but I want you to learn to honor the process. What is lasting needs roots. Before branches, depth before attention, and discipline before it can carry greater responsibility. Therefore, protect what is new through action rather than words. If you are being given a direction, prepare quietly. If you have a plan, research it carefully and complete each part. If a door opens, enter through genuine ability rather than emotion alone. Do not spend all your time telling others what you intend to do until you no longer have strength to do it. Do not allow praise to arrive so early that you begin to believe the journey is already complete. Neither should one doubtful voice cause you to abandon what has been examined through peace and responsibility. Mature obedience is not loud. It appears in the small things you persistently do each day while no one is watching. You need to understand that privacy does not mean rejecting all guidance. Important decisions may still require advice from professionals, trustworthy people, and those who genuinely care about your safety. Do not use the words "keep it secret" as an excuse to avoid verification, conceal a risk, or enter an agreement that lacks transparency. What comes from me does not fear the light of truth. If an opportunity concerns money, contracts, health, or your family's future, examine it carefully. Ask the questions that need to be asked, read what you are about to commit to, and do not allow excitement to make you ignore warning signs. Wisdom does not diminish faith. It builds a protective boundary so that something good will not be damaged by haste. I know you once shared a dream too early and watched it become covered by the opinions of people who did not understand. Some placed their fear upon your plan. Some made you feel too ambitious, too late, or incapable. Afterward, you began to doubt what had once been very clear within you. I do not want you to repeat that cycle this time. Let the first confirmation come from real progress rather than the reaction of the crowd. Allow the numbers, skills, results, and peace within you to mature before you expand the story. When what is new has grown roots, doubt will no longer be able to pull it so easily from your heart. Not everyone close to you will immediately understand your change. When you restore boundaries, some will say you are different. When you stop participating in what exhausts you, some will call you cold. When you become more focused upon your purpose, some will think you are distant. Do not become angry too quickly, but do not return to old habits merely to make everyone comfortable. You are not called to remain forever as a version of yourself that pleases others while exhausting you. I am teaching you to mature in love, to remain kind without allowing others to cross your boundaries freely, and to listen without surrendering control to every opinion. What is being formed within you may influence many who come after you. This is not merely a story about personal achievement. When you change the way you manage resources, your family may learn a new way of living. When you heal the way you communicate, your home may become a more peaceful place. When you build with integrity, younger people may see a different road from the cycles they have always witnessed. I want blessing to flow through you rather than stop with you. But for this to happen, you must become someone who knows how to protect the seed, who does not waste everything merely to impress, and who does not lose sight of the purpose when results begin to be seen. Remain humble during this time. Do not call yourself special in order to stand above others. Being entrusted with something does not make you more valuable than anyone else. It means you are carrying a responsibility that must be handled carefully. When you are seen, remember the days when you were overlooked, when you have more. Remember when you lacked, when your voice carries influence. Use it to lift others, rather than make anyone ashamed. The most beautiful result is not that everyone admires you, but that you become freer, kinder, and more capable of opening a way for others. Keep your expectation, but do not live obsessed with searching for signs everywhere. What I am doing does not require you to watch every detail anxiously in order to believe it is coming. Live fully in the present day. Do well with the work already in your hands. Care for your health. Keep your promises and bring order to what remains chaotic. As you continue to be faithful with what is clear, the next steps will appear at the right time. Deep peace is always more trustworthy than temporary excitement. What is right for you will not require you to betray your values or run in fear that everything will disappear. If you move too slowly, my beloved child, preserve what I am building within a sacred quietness. Do not use words to replace action. Do not use display to recover a sense of worth that was once wounded. Allow me to heal your need for everyone's approval so that you can walk steadily even when no one yet understands. What is fragile today will become strong. If you nurture it through discipline, discernment, and gratitude, then at the proper time, you will not need to announce that change has taken place. Your life itself will become the clearest testimony. Continue walking quietly, guard what is precious, and believe that what is built with depth will stand longer than anything created merely to attract attention. You are entering a transformation, being nourished in silence, where I am quietly arranging every detail before the result becomes clearly visible to you. Do not panic if the coming days begin to move faster than what you are accustomed to, because I have gone before you, seen every turning point, and prepared what was necessary. While you were still struggling through the waiting, there are doors you have never imagined, yet your name has already been mentioned with trust because of the work you performed faithfully when no one noticed. There are places you are about to enter where your faithfulness, compassion, and abilities, developed through persistent effort, will be properly recognized. You do not need to push others aside in order to be seen or diminish anyone in order to be elevated. I am positioning you through the character built during difficult seasons, so that when opportunity appears, you can enter with calmness and humility. There were times when you sensed something new approaching, even though your outward circumstances had not changed. You could not explain it clearly, but deep within was a call, reminding you that the old days could not continue forever. Do not dismiss that awareness, merely because you cannot yet see dramatic evidence. Many changes begin like a very gentle breeze, a new idea, a desire to live more intentionally, or the courage to end what has depleted you. Just as the air can begin changing before the rain appears, the future may announce itself through very small movements. Yet genuine faith does not cause you to live in imagination. It helps you recognize signs of life and then nurture them through action, discipline, and perseverance. The miracle I am working has not been delayed. It is being protected in hiddenness until the foundation is strong enough. If everything were revealed too soon, outside voices might cause you to lose direction. Some people would place their fears upon your dream. Some would look only at your present circumstances and conclude that your plan could never succeed. Some love you, but do not yet understand enough to support what you are building. Therefore, practice restraint in what you say. Do not tell every step to everyone, but do not isolate yourself from necessary counsel either. Choose a few trustworthy, mature, and honest people. Those who neither flatter nor extinguish you, to help examine important decisions. The privacy I am teaching you is not secrecy born from fear. It is the wisdom of someone who understands that a seed needs time beneath the ground before it can withstand sunlight and strong winds. Protect what is new by working rather than merely speaking about it. If you have an idea, research it. If you are given an opportunity, prepare your ability. If a new direction opens, Examine its responsibilities and risks before entering. Do not let excitement cause you to overlook important details, but do not let fear keep you standing outside forever. Discernment will help you know when to wait, when to move forward, and when to refuse what is unsuitable. You once wondered why there were seasons so quiet that it seemed I had moved far away. But silence never meant that I had abandoned you. Sometimes I used the quietness to separate you from dependence upon applause, so that you would know who you are. Even when no one recognized you, sometimes I kept you away from loud places, because you needed time to heal what had been wounded. Sometimes I slowed the plan so that you could recognize a mistake before it became a serious consequence. I did not hide you because I was ashamed of you. I sheltered you so that what was still tender would not be damaged by haste, pride, or the opinions of others. Those who left were not always evidence that you were not good enough. Some separations were painful but necessary, because that person belonged only to a season that had ended. Some were accustomed to seeing you in weakness and could not accept it when you began establishing boundaries and growing. Some connections had completed their lesson, even though you still wanted to preserve them, because you feared loneliness. Do not use another person's departure to deny your value, but also be honest about what you need to learn from what was broken. Is there a mistake you need to acknowledge, a way of communicating that needs correction, or a wound that requires care? I do not want you merely to blame others and then enter the new season carrying old habits. When everything begins to change, allow the results to speak for you. You do not need to return to those who doubted you in order to prove that they were wrong. If you use success for revenge, the old pain is still ruling you in another form. Let peace, compassion, and a responsible way of life become your answer. When a path opens for you, remember the days when you stood outside, when others listened to you. Use your voice to lift them. When you receive more resources, manage them to create stability, rather than an appearance that forces admiration. What carries my mark will make you more mature, rather than proud. You do not need to perform a public gesture to prove that you have received these words. The most valuable response is the way you live after the emotion settles. Become light by keeping your word, completing your responsibilities, and treating kindly those who cannot benefit you. Help someone through your genuine ability rather than a temporary display. A sincere word of encouragement, timely generosity, or opening an opportunity for someone who has been overlooked may become a good seed. You do not need to attract attention in order to spread hope. A life quietly renewed can also guide many people. I am restoring your ability to hope, but I want that hope to stand upon a firm foundation. Trust without becoming blind. Expect what is good while still examining the truth. If an offer requires you to decide in panic, conceal information, or sacrifice integrity, have the courage to step back. What I lead you toward will not require deception in order to survive. It may demand courage and diligent work, but it will not cause you to betray what is good. Favor does not replace ability. It places you where ability and character have the opportunity to produce results. Therefore, continue learning, continue preparing, and do not despise the small things already in your hands. My beloved child, what is coming is not merely an outward achievement. It is also freedom from the need to be understood by everyone. Peace in knowing that you are moving in the right direction, and strength not to return to cycles that have already been broken. I am making you steady enough that when something good appears, you will not lose it through fear or carelessness. Preserve what is new in humility, nurture it with discipline, and allow it to mature according to the rhythm it requires. One day you will not need to speak much about the change, because the way you are present, the way you love, and the way you build will reveal that a deep work has been completed. I remain here in the quiet days, and I will also remain beside you when everything begins to open. Do not fear the speed of the new season, but do not run faster than wisdom. Move one step at a time, listen, observe, and always preserve a pure heart. No betrayal can take away the lesson you have received. No doubtful word can erase the ability you have developed. No person can take credit for the renewal that has been built within you. What I am doing will carry the mark of peace, integrity, and results able to endure through time. Allow the hidden season to complete its work, because what is built in depth will soon step into the light, with a beauty that needs no display, yet cannot be denied. I am not limited by the walls that have stopped you, nor am I bound by time, circumstances, or anyone's approval. What you see is only a very small part of the journey, while I see the entire road from where you began to where you will stand firmly tomorrow. When I open a way, scarcity cannot close it. When I decide to support you, the doubts of others cannot change that purpose. I have placed suitable opportunities along your path, prepared necessary meetings, and touched the hearts of those who may become the right support at the right time. There are people whose names you do not yet know, but they will recognize the value in what you have quietly developed. There are places you have never entered, but your faithfulness is gradually opening the way for you to be seen. Therefore, move forward with quiet strength. You do not need to defend loudly what I am building, nor do you need to argue with those who do not understand you. What truly belongs to your journey does not depend upon the approval of the crowd. It is not determined by your past failures, measured by the number of doors that closed or cancelled because you stumbled. I do not call you by your mistakes. I call you by your ability to rise, learn, and become better. My grace does not remove responsibility, but it gives you strength to correct what was wrong, rebuild what collapsed, and continue, without being pulled backward by shame. What I placed within your heart has not disappeared, merely because the waiting lasted longer than you desired. Some things need to mature fully before they are placed in your hands, because a gift arriving too early can become a burden if the receiver is not prepared. I used the quiet months to deepen your patience, correct your motives, and help you recognize what is truly worth preserving. When you had little, you learned appreciation. When you were unseen, you learned to work without depending upon praise. When you had to walk alone, you learned not to place your entire worth in another person's presence. Now you are approaching a season in which those lessons will become the foundation for something greater. I have seen every sacrifice you made in silence. I know the prayers spoken when you were alone in the room, the tears that soaked your pillow, and the times you had to breathe deeply before stepping outside with a normal expression. I saw you continue sharing, even when your hands were not full. Encourage others while you yourself needed encouragement, and remain silent when you had every reason to answer through pain. None of it disappeared. Those sincere choices were like seeds placed beneath deep soil, unseen by others yet quietly forming roots. You believed nothing was happening, but maturity was being formed during the very days when no clear results appeared. The harvest is not only the time when you receive something outwardly. First, It is the moment when you realize that you have become a different person. You no longer collapse so easily because of one rejection. You know how to pause before reacting in anger. You can acknowledge a mistake without considering yourself worthless. You know how to establish boundaries with what continually drains you. These are the first fruits of waiting. Once that steadiness is established, new opportunities will not be easily destroyed by fear. New resources will not quickly be lost through old habits. Healthy relationships will not be pushed away simply because old memories cause you to distrust everyone. You are drawing near to things you once dared to hold only within quiet wishes. But when they take shape, I want you to receive them calmly, rather than from the need to prove yourself. You do not need to return to those who doubted you and show them that you have won. Neither do you need to turn success into a mirror, reflecting the failures of others. The good I place in your hands is not meant to enlarge pride, but to expand your ability to love, build, and support. Let the way you live speak for itself. An orderly life, a grateful heart, and a hand willing to share will say more than any display. When you rise to a higher position, remember the days when you were overlooked. When you receive an opportunity, remember those still standing outside a door. When you gain more resources, preserve a portion to build a firm foundation and use another portion to bring light where there is need. Some victories become truly beautiful only when they do not distance you from those who walked beside you during difficult days. I do not want you to become someone who possesses more while having a smaller heart. I want everything you receive to make you deeper, more compassionate, and more able to see others clearly. Because you once lacked, you understand what it is like to consider every small expense because you were once rejected. You know the pain of someone waiting for a yes. Therefore, do not allow success to erase your memory of mercy. Use what you have to create safety, not only for yourself, but also for those entrusted to stand beside you. What I give will produce lasting fruit when it becomes a river rather than a wall, separating you from the rest of the world. You also need to understand that the greatest strength is not always born in crowded places. Many of the deepest things within you were formed in quiet spaces. No one knew about where you did not need to perform strength or beautify what was happening. When there is only you and me, you are allowed to say honestly that you are tired, that some things remain unclear, and that certain fears are still present. I do not need perfect words, I only need honesty. When you stop pretending, the knots within you begin to loosen. You will see clearly what should continue, what must end, and what is holding you only because it is familiar. That quietness does not weaken you. It teaches you to live from depth rather than be driven by reactions, praise, or judgment. One day you will understand why there were years when I kept you behind the scenes, far from places you once longed to enter. Some doors, if opened too early, would have received you with a heart not yet steady enough. Some praise, if it came before you learned humility, would have caused you to believe that your worth existed in the eyes of the crowd. Some people, if they remained longer, would have continued making you doubt your ability because they felt safe, only while you remained small. I did not hold you back to punish you. I allowed your roots to grow deeper, so that when you are placed in a broader space, a gentle wind will not cause you to sway plans that failed. Do not prove that you are useless. Some things collapsed because the foundation was not strong enough. Some dreams needed to be adjusted to fit the person you are becoming. Some directions had to end because they were built upon fear. the need to prove yourself, or dependence upon another person. I am not stealing something good from you. I am removing what distracts you, connections that lack sincerity, and habits that continually pull you back to the beginning. The empty space you see is not proof that nothing remains in your life. It is the place where healthier things are being given room to grow. Do not carry bitterness when you remember those who left the journey. Not every farewell is betrayal. Some people came to walk with you for one season, gave you a lesson, and then continued in another direction. Some connections were once good but no longer fit after both. People changed, some left, because they could not continue walking with you, but that does not make the days you shared meaningless. Keep what was good, learn from what hurt, and do not let memory become a chain. Forgiveness does not mean reopening every door. You can release resentment and still maintain boundaries. You can wish someone well without permitting them to return to a place where they repeatedly wounded you. I do not want you to enter the new season with hands still tightly holding what has ended. Hands filled with the past have no room to receive what is new. Release the arguments you cannot win, the explanations you no longer need to give, and the need to force others to understand you. Some people will never see the story from your perspective, but your peace does not depend upon their agreement. You do not need to return and correct every mistaken opinion about you. Use that strength to build a life so genuine that time will eventually speak what you no longer need to prove. Keep your expectation, but do not let it become impatience. I do not lead you through obsession that requires you to decode every detail. An open door is not necessarily one you should enter, and an attractive offer is not necessarily aligned with your purpose. Examine transparency, character, and the price you would need to pay. Something good will not require you to lie, betray your values, or rush because you fear missing out. When opportunity comes, meet it with ability. When someone comes near, observe their consistency. When a new direction appears, ask whether it will help you become more responsible, peaceful, and compassionate. Faith is not opposed to reflection. Mature faith always walks beside wisdom. I still have many things to reveal in your life. What is changing now is only the beginning of a deeper process, in which you will reinterpret the roads that once disappointed you. You will recognize that certain delays protected you from unwise commitments. Some failures forced you to learn necessary skills. Some lonely seasons taught you to stop, depending upon affirmation. I do not merely want to open a door for you. I want to teach you how to pass through it without losing peace. I do not merely want to give you more. I want you to possess the ability to preserve, manage, and use it properly. I do not merely want to elevate you. I want you to remember who you are when praise begins to appear. Therefore, remain in quietness long enough to hear what truly matters. Do not tell every plan while it is still too tender, but do not isolate yourself from wise people. Choose those who can tell you the truth without shaming you, who respect boundaries and do not pressure you for their own benefit. Do well with what is already in your hands. Keep your word, finish what you began. Care for your health, manage your resources, and build relationships founded upon respect. This is how you prepare for something greater, not through powerful declarations, but through faithfulness repeated every day. The most important transformation may begin through one very quiet decision. You will not return to the old path merely because it is familiar. You will not continue diminishing yourself to make others comfortable. You will not allow fear to choose on your behalf. Such a decision may attract no attention, yet it changes your entire direction. When you stop accepting less than what is healthy, better relationships have room to appear. When you stop wasting strength upon what you cannot control, you can focus upon what genuinely belongs to you. When you stop speaking to yourself harshly, you begin to possess strength for growth. Instead of merely trying to survive, you are chosen not to stand above anyone, but to become a source of benefit. You are loved, not because you have never made mistakes, but because I see within you the ability to learn, renew, and bring good to others. What I am preserving is not meant only to make you happy. It is an opportunity for you to rebuild what was once broken, heal ways of living passed down for many years, and open a brighter road for those who come after you. Allow achievement to become responsibility, rather than a crown that causes you to forget humility. My beloved child, keep your heart open and your eyes alert. Hope, but do not run ahead of wisdom. Continue without display, because the seed has taken root, the lessons have deepened you, and the path is gradually becoming clear. What is coming will not merely change outward circumstances, it will help you understand why hidden seasons were necessary. There you learned endurance, gratitude, discernment, and strength that does not depend upon applause. When what is new appears, you will possess not only hands ready to receive it, but also a heart mature enough to preserve it through humility, kindness, and a life that knows how to direct goodness toward many more people.